Thanks for joining us. I'm Gabe Garish, owner of Backwoods Pursuit, and welcome back to our Sitka Layering Guide Review Series. We're putting together this Sitka Layering System Review Series to help you decide what's going to work best when you're building your own layering kit. Today we're looking at the Sitka Traverse Cold Weather Hoodie. This is an awesome mid to late season type of a piece, but can be used also in early season. Going to go over my experience. I've been testing all of this Sitka gear over the last 2 years. Wanted to bring in my experience and what has worked with what as far as layering pieces and what's worked together really well for me. And so I want to bring you that information to help you decide what's going to work best as you're building your kit. As always, really appreciated if you hit that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And check out our website, backwoodspursuit.com. Tons of gear reviews over there as well. Put links to all that down in the description, as well as a link to the Sitka Traverse Cold Weather Hoodie. Let's dive into this review. All right, so the Traverse Cold Weather Hoodie. This is a heavier weight piece. Obviously, it's going to be something, it's kind of like that gradient hoodie that we just looked at, but it's the big game version of that. So you've got berber fleece on the interior here that is really super soft and plush. Makes this a really warm piece. Now you can use this as a layering piece. I use this both as a, say, a third layer over the midweight and the heavyweight hoodie, or the lightweight and the midweight, however you want to put that together. Obviously a ton of different ways to do that, but I use it a number of different ways that way. Also use this as a jacket, because with the Traverse Cold Weather Hoodie, it is a full zip here, which is really nice for on and off. But the zipper is not so high profile that you can't layer with it. So really nice that way. And this is just an awesome piece. Now it's a little bit on the heavy side. The fleece is not as light as like an insulation type of a piece. So this comes in at just over 27 ounces for a large. So obviously that's on the heavier side, but you also have a really nice, really durable piece as well. It's DWR treated, so it's going to shed some light rain. Not a lot. It's certainly not a rain jacket or anything of that nature either. You got your vest or your pocket here, and it's again one of the smaller pockets. It has a couple different sizes of the chest pockets. It's this one of the smaller ones, and then you also have pockets on both of the sides here down lower. So those do get in the way a bit if you have your pack on, so those aren't super useful in that instance, but again, kind of depends on what you're doing. You've got your hood as well, real nice hood, and then also has a built-in face mask, so you can use that again early season archery, that sort of thing, or later season just for concealment purposes or a little bit extra warmth. Really nice that way. Now as far as fit on the Traverse Cold Weather Hoodie, this is what they're calling their standard fit, but kind of like that gradient. This, to me, was a little bit closer to the performance fit. It's a little bit on the tighter side. This is a size large, and I'm 5'11", 185, and I was kind of on the inside, is in between a couple sizes here. I could go with XL, could go with large. I decided to just keep it with the large, because even though I'm going to layer with this piece, I'm going to have some things underneath it. It's not going to be a lot. All right, so throwing it on here, you can see it fits really well in the body and whatnot, but kind of like a lot of the Sitka pieces for me, the tight spot for me, for whatever reason, is right here in the armpits if it's going to be tight. That's a little bit the case here with the Traverse in a size large. That's why I could size up to an XL. But I did like the fit of the Traverse, and I used it in quite a few days out in mid to late season here, and it worked really well. Again, this is even over my hoodie here, which is kind of bulky, so it works just fine layering, especially if you're layering with, you know, like the midweight and the heavyweight hoodie, or the lightweight and the midweight. You got plenty of room to layer here with this. Again, the pocket here, pockets on the side, and the hood is a lot like the other Sitka hoods. It's got that elastic right here. Really nice, and it keeps your peripheral free so you can turn your head, and works really well that way. Now this is a low exertion piece, a lot like that gradient hoodie as well. So you're not going to be wanting to do a ton of hiking and moving around in this. It's more of a type of piece where you want to throw on if you're sitting to glass or that sort of thing. You can do a little bit of hiking, and I did do that, just nothing real crazy, because you will overheat with this because it doesn't breathe really well. That's just not the design of the piece. Really a super nice piece though. Even though it's on the heavy side and a little bit bulky because it doesn't pack down real tight, as you can imagine, being a fleece like this, it really is a piece I really enjoyed using a lot. So great, probably primarily for me uses going to be a mid to late season piece, leaning a little bit more towards later season, and then you're going to, layering with this as an outer layer maybe during the day, but then able to throw even a puffy over the outside of this, maybe the aero light or something like that. That's one of the ways I use this and it worked real well. That was super warm. So a lot of different things you can do with this. You know, some people like the fleeces, some people don't, because you know they are heavy. That's the main downside to these, but they are way more durable than a puffy, and they have their pros and cons that way. So that's the Sitka Traverse Cold Weather Hoodie. Really a piece that I have enjoyed using a lot. It is on the heavy side. That's the main downside to this, but it's way more durable than your puffies are going to be, and it's a lot quieter. That's one of the big things about the fleece is if you're concerned about noise at all, these are really, really nice, where your puffies tend to be a little bit more noisy, even though they pack down and better and are lighter. So you got your pros and cons with both of them, but this is a really nice piece. I'll drop a link to this down in the description for you, and drop any questions or comments for me. Happy to help and see if we can get you pointed in the right direction as you're building your own kit. Next up, we're going to look at the jackets. We've got a puffy jacket here in the new Aerolite jacket from Sitka, the Kelvin Aerolite jacket. It's an awesome new jacket from them. It replaced the Kelvin Light jacket. So take a look at that one here next. Stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching here today. We'll see you next time.